Legend has it that Randy Orton and Edge are still fighting to this very day. I'm John Ritland, and this is my review of WWE WrestleMania 36 Night 2. You can probably guess what I thought of that match, but what I think of the whole show. There were some good results, there were a lot of misfires. And I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for some of the stuff I'm going to say on here, but you know what? It's my review, and that's the whole point of having a channel and stating my opinions. I would love to hear what you guys have to say in the comments, and honestly, I get why they did a two-night event. I mean, come on, they were in front of no people, and they were trying to give everybody a chance, give all these matches some time. And boy, did they give a couple of the matches a lot of time tonight. Sweet Christ, one went on for fucking ever. So, Graves and Rosenberg kill some time. And then one thing I want to say about the Final Fantasy VII Remake ad. Whoever did the rendition of Bullet with Butterfly Wings, I want to know who that is. If you know who that was, please let me know in the comments. Liv versus Natalya. Decent wrestling, some good stuff with some trash talking. Ask her! And Natalya being hilarious and good in the ring as always. And Liv has certainly improved. After changing her gear and everything, has really improved. Putting a lot of work in the Performance Center. You can tell she's dedicated to getting even better. And no, this match is not going to be remembered after a couple weeks, and all due respect to women, but it was a kickoff match, but at least they made the most of it, and Liv got the win. She hit the most devastating maneuver in all professional wrestling, the surprise roll-up, and then dramatically scissored the ropes in celebration. There's an image for you all. It was a fine match. I like Natalya. Liv has grown on me, and she is doing well, and I hope that this is a catalyst for her to do some really good things in the future, especially once this whole thing calms down. I just wish the damn crowd was a little livelier. I mean, come on. Why couldn't this crowd have cheered a little bit? I kid. We then get Dolph leaving a voicemail for Mandy, and then he and Sonya talk about this storyline that hopefully is done after this. We get another Stephanie pre-tape, and then the same video package with Captain Jack's Off Sparrows. And I'm going to roll with that again because you know what? It's a horrible rendition and a horrible impersonation of Johnny Depp's character from Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl Necklace. That would have been a different version. That would have been the late night Cinemax version. So, we have Gronk broing it up. End of the tonight. Look, I don't know how drunk Gronk was or how Gronk drunk was. I mean, which is probably how he would state it. But look, he may be a lifelong fan, but there is no need to have him on. I'm sorry. There's just no need to have the guy on there. You don't need a host for WrestleMania if they're going to be, a bigger bro than Matt Riddle, because at least Matt Riddle is a really good athlete in the ring. So we start off with Charlotte versus Rhea. Okay, I need to prepare myself for what this bullshit was. Okay, light tap. That should do it. Okay, this was not good because of the result. The match actually was goddamn fine with some great psychology, some great chops. Rhea dressed as Vegeta, lots of screaming and grunting. That happened in the first two women's matches, and boy, it almost sounded like it was a Cinemax movie right there. And then one more, Byron said, Charlotte was surprised when she challenged Rhea for her title. What? I mean, what? Why did they feed Byron these kind of lines? Quick Riptide for 2. Now, okay, you do a move out of nowhere, fine. Okay, you do that. If it had gone Rhea's way, then that wouldn't have been that bad. But no, they couldn't do that. We get more hard chops. We get some nice spots outside. We get Charlotte focusing on the knee. Figure 8 and all that. Submission trading, more strikes. Apparently, they're both screamers, which, I'm going to just leave that for you guys if you guys are into that. I knew a girl that was a screamer. That's all I'm going to say right there in case she happens to be watching. So, after all that, thinking that Rhea might somehow pull out the victory despite her knee being damaged and everything, we get the figure 8 and then the bridge, and Rhea taps out. Okay, so first it's Asuka at WrestleMania 34. And then you had Asuka's momentum, what was left of it, ruined before WrestleMania 35 so Charlotte could have a championship. And now you give the Golden Girl another championship. Now, I can hear the argument that people are like, oh, well, you don't understand. She's going to have a match. She's going to have matches in NXT and put people over and this kind of stuff. I don't know anybody that's really benefited from facing Charlotte lately. And I'm trying to go back a couple years. I'm not saying that Charlotte isn't a good athlete. She needs to stop doing the goddamn moonsault or otherwise she's going to snap her legs. And I don't want her to be injured. The way she lands, it's really going to end badly one of these days. But fucking hell. This didn't bury Rhea. I'm not going to go that far and say it buried Rhea. But after that pursuit and beating Shayna and everything, and not having the best booked, title run, she suddenly just loses to Charlotte. Yes, the match was good for what it was, but this is not going to help the NXT women's division. I get it. Charlotte's an established star. I get that. But we don't need to keep giving Ric Flair's seed all the titles. We don't need to keep giving that, because guess what? You can try to make her match or beat her dad's title records. She's gonna have to get over 20, because Rick, as I was about to say, he, as in Rick, has over 20 of them. There's just only 16 that are recognized. He has a whole bunch of title changes that happen in Puerto Rico, but it is what it is. My thing is it's frustrating because this doesn't help Rhea. Yes, Rhea could go to SmackDown and beat Bayley. She could go to Raw and beat Becky. Who the fuck knows? But then unless you're going to turn Becky heel, then you're going to have to rekindle Rhea versus Shayna. You have some possibilities, but I'm sorry. Is anybody interested to see Charlotte versus Bianca when we know Bianca isn't going to win? Oh, wait, Bianca's not going to be on NXT anymore, probably, with what just happened here. Sure, Io may beat Charlotte, but I'm sorry, Io versus Rhea is vastly more interesting. I'm sick of Charlotte. I'm fucking sick of her. She's just casting a role. She's just doing what she is told. I understand that. I do think there's maybe a little bit of influence, like why Andrade has the U.S. Championship, because I don't think it's all Heyman. But don't fucking tell me that this benefits the NXT Women's Championship. It doesn't. It doesn't. That has been tossed around like crazy. Shayna's run benefited from being long, but the whole thing, of the challengers she had didn't end up working out overall. Some of the matches did, some of the matches didn't. Charlotte just being NXT Women's Champion in 2020 does nothing for me. Absolutely nothing for me. And I don't see how anybody beating her, oh, wow, Io Shirai beat her, and I love Io Shirai. Or, oh, Candice LeRae beat her, or, oh, Dakota Kai beats her. Or, Tegan Nox beats her, or something like that. Okay. The women's division is basically nuked in NXT. And I'm just saying that if you're going to do this kind of stuff, at least build up some talents that actually are going to be there for a number of years. Charlotte isn't. I would not be shocked to see Charlotte leave after next year, maybe by 2022. I'm not saying you need to write her out completely. She has value, but they are investing way too much into her when, I hate to say it, you're turning Becky and Charlotte into what Cena and Orton are. Or at least were, that is. Two guys that dominated these spots or whatever, and it's not going to benefit like they think. And it is very, very frustrating. And I'm trying to have a fairly objective point of view here. Yes, I am very pissed about it because I like Rhea. And I think Rhea has a much brighter future because Charlotte, as good as she is good, capable of great. She is not great, capable of legendary. She's just not. She needs a good dance partner to work with, and she needs to actually give a damn. And she needs to adjust herself a little goddamn bit so maybe she can do these moonsaults without almost popping, if you know what I mean. Like, seriously, and I'm done ranting about this, but just fucking, I feel bad for Rhea. It was a good match, wrong result. That's all I'm going to say. It was a good match. I appreciate the hard work that those women put in, but fucking hell, we don't need to keep giving Charlotte all these victories. Aleister Black versus Lashley. Black on black violence. Oh, look, Lana's there. She can count to 3. Congratulations, Lana. Maybe you can get a little bit of charisma, not be Sable 2.0, and not plague every single match that you've been part of for the last couple of years. I remember when I couldn't wait to see Lana on TV. Now I dread ever having to see her on TV again. And I know that deep down it's just her being a character, but she's not interesting. Oh yeah, and by the way, Black Mass for 3. Why did this match happen? This could have been a main event. Lashley has been completely nuked. He should, if he has an out in his contract, leave. Leave and go somewhere. I don't care. Yeah, we don't know when this whole thing's going to die down, but for fuck's sake, leave and just sit at home. Sit at home. I'm sure he's got plenty of money. He does not need this bullshit anymore, and Lana has added nothing to his career, or in his run here. Money in the Bank is going to be on the WWE Network May 10th. Best of luck with that. Even if they get back to taping stuff in a few weeks, what good's it going to do? I mean, I'm just saying, cancel the pay-per-view. Yeah, I mean, that's really, really bold. That commercial is probably put in and had been in for a while. No. Ziggler with Sonya versus Otis. Cool, it's a feud I haven't cared about. Now, I get it. Look, there are people that love this whole thing with Mandy and Otis. It's nothing against the people. I'm sick of the romance angles. I just am. I wasn't feeling this match. JBL, of course, talking about the footage, saying fake news. So let me just say this much about that stupid Trump-supporting piece of shit JBL. I'm glad he blocked me. The man got knocked out by Joey Styles, who is not a fearsome-looking individual, but that's because JBL was drunk, which makes sense that JBL would be drunk, because it's the only way he can, drink away the pain of knowing that he was a second-rate wannabe WWE champion. He was nothing any goddamn good. And yeah, kind of losing grip on my words here, because you know why? I hated JBL for a while, and I was one of the people that defended his WWE championship run. But all he's done is been a bully for years and years and years, and maybe all the bullying allegations, maybe all the stuff actually wasn't totally true, but enough of it was. Enough of it had to have been. And also, he's a goddamn Trump-supporting pile of trash, and if you think JBL is funny for doing that kind of stuff, cool, that's fine. Also, if you share JBL's views, fuck you, get the fuck off my channel. I don't fucking care anymore. I'm done being nice. I'm done being nice. This is wrestling, but you know what? If people are going to be goddamn dumb, then I'm going to have to call some people out on it. I say what I say, I mean what I say, and I don't care. JBL's a piece of shit. JBL would not shut the fuck up during this goddamn show, and it was so goddamn embarrassing. It reminded me of why I was so happy when JBL left the company. Well, he, quit the company, or he amicably split from the company, even though he probably got fired because they were like, oh, wait, we have a shitstorm coming down because maybe Mauro Ranallo actually did, quit at one point because of JBL. May not been, may have been. Not going to ever know the goddamn story because nobody's ever going to actually tell the whole damn thing. But let me tell you, JBL was he was the worst thing about this show. Because at least with Gronk, you could kind of get a little bit, then Gronk did something really bad a little bit later, but Gronk can at least be a little bit entertaining in the fact that he's a complete idiot. JBL's just a complete goddamn idiot and kept yelling fake news. I wanted somebody to cut his goddamn mic and boot him out into the goddamn street. It would have been beneficial. God forbid it couldn't have made the commentary any worse, because then at least Cole might have been able to say something. And I can't stand Michael Cole on commentary. So anyway, oh yeah, by the way, we have a little bit of a match. Sonya's there, and then Mandy shows up. The referee's distracted. Low blow from Mandy. Low blow from Mandy to Ziggler. The way they shot it, it looked like she bit his dick off, though, which I'm like, well, that's dark. And then Otis hits a caterpillar for 3. And they share a kiss. Cool. Okay, the guy gets the girl. Great. Awesome. Can we drop this story, please? Use Sonya properly. Move Sonya to Raw. Do some adjustments once this thing calls it. Move Sonya to Raw at some point. Let Sonya beat Becky. Give her a rocket push. Have Mandy beat Bayley or whatever. Have them face off champion versus champion in Survivor Series or something. I don't fucking know. All right, cool. Whatever. Good. Just end the storyline. Now we get to Edge versus Orton. Last man standing match. Okay, this is where things are going to get controversial, and I'm not going to take nearly as long as this match did. I get why they did this. I get why they told the story and why they made it go long, because of the rich history and everything going all the way back to 99, all that, da-da-da-da. This match went on way too long. This match went on to the point where I was having to hit myself in the head here, being like, am I dreaming? Why didn't they edit this? Or did they edit this? Is there like a 2.5 hour director's cut? Is there a 3 hour director's cut? Did Peter Jackson direct this? What the hell is going on? I have expected to, see the Eye of Sauron around. I'm referring to Lord of the Rings, by the way, in case you guys don't know. And all the extended editions they did, like the 18-hour edition of Return of the King. Look, Edge and Orton worked hard. They really did add a lot of impactful moments here. Some hard hits and some good storytelling. You could tell they put a lot of work into this, and I give them credit for that, but I'm sorry, I did not feel this. I liked it at points, but it also dragged on way too long. If they had cut at least 10 minutes out of this, I would have been perfectly fine with that. 10 to 15 at least. Now, I don't know how long this match was. I don't know if it was 40 minutes. I didn't look that up, but it felt like it took an hour. Though there was one funny, there was a lot of moaning, though. A lot of manly moaning during this. And it started with Orton being a cameraman, slithering up Edge's back and attacking him. And then at one point, though, you want to talk about uncomfortable or whatever. Hey, Randy Orton had to call back to Chris Benoit, putting a Canadian in some exercise equipment and choking him out. Yeah, I know what I just said, but that's where everybody's mind went. It was actually pretty goddamn eerie. Like, oh, okay, sure, Edge's arm was in there, but still, it was a little bit scary. And then they do battle in the weight room. And then red room over there. If you get that reference, love you guys. Okay, I got a question though. They were in the boardroom. Why was there fencing on the ceiling? Why was Edge climbing there? Is it Hell in a Cell in the boardroom? What's going on? Cell in the boardroom? I don't know what is. Hello, friends. Wrong cell. Why was there fencing on the ceiling? Just can't get over that. And then cameraman gets knocked down. We get into the staging area. There's a pre-tapes case, which was actually kind of funny. They get a table spot. There's a snack table at one point. This really took way too goddamn long. And then, they got a spear on the trailer, and then the concerto. And eventually, finally, after Edge had done all this or whatever, hit the concerto on Orton, and Orton got counted down. Look, the acting was good. These guys sold the emotion really well, and I give them credit for that, but this did not need to be 40 minutes. I'm sorry, it didn't need to be 40 minutes. So anyway, let's move on. Oh boy, we get a 24/7 championship brawl with Mojo, Truth, Tozawa, and a bunch of others not practicing social distancing, which, however you feel about that, you got that many people in one space. Oh, and then Gronk dives and pins Mojo to win the 24/7 championship. So right there, yeah, I want to rip up my notes and just quit because that's how goddamn bad this was. That was really, really goddamn bad. Almost as bad as the squeaky chair. So anyway, I digress. Austin Theory and, so 24/7 champion Gronk. Because the title wasn't enough of a joke before that. Get rid of the goddamn title. If USA Network's in charge of this, fire whoever came up with the idea and replace him with somebody with a goddamn working brain. So, Austin Theory and Garza, Zelina's theory of Garzativity, with Zelina coming in like a dark horse. And if you get that, then you're awesome. They took on the Street Profits, Raw Tag Team Championship, and it was fine. It was fine. Montez did a really cool dive, because Montez does the best goddamn dives and can just leap like crazy. We get Garza doing a moonsault. From the heavens, suddenly 1, 2, 3. After Theory had hit the TKO on Angelo, and Angelo pins Austin Theory. Okay, cool. Then they attack the champions afterwards. Zelina even gets a kick. And then Bianca shows up and attacks Zelina. Just ready to whip her into shape, and I guess she's suddenly there. I guess she's on Raw. Don't make her a manager. Use Bianca properly. Hell, have Bianca beat Becky. I just want somebody to beat Becky at this point. I love Becky. I'm sorry. I love her. She's got to lose the title at some point, and not to Ronda Rousey, even though that's probably going to be what happens. But yeah, then suddenly Titus is hosting WrestleMania because Gronk left. Because he was a 24/7 champion. Bayley versus Tamina versus Naomi versus Lacey versus Sasha. Fatal 5-way elimination match for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Well, we had some nice double teaming. We had some good moves. Tamina not beating up women nearly as bad as her dad did. Didn't take the stairs either. And eventually all the women had to hit their finishers, including, Lacey hitting a really good moonsault. Well, actually, she hit a moonsault later on Bayley that looked like she'd land her knees right into her chest. And Lacey does a great moonsault, but that looked painful. But eventually, all 4 women piled on Tamina 1, 2, 3. So, okay, a Snuka got taken out instead of the women getting taken out. And then Naomi did a nice slide at one point, the slide on her knees into the double slap. That was cool. Naomi is a very good athlete. I'm glad I was wrong about her and that she has improved quite a bit. Because years and years ago, and I'm talking well before I even started this channel, wasn't the biggest fan of Naomi, but good on her. She has improved. And, she's letting that hair fly. She's having a lot of goddamn fun. But then Bayley is attacking Naomi at one point and says, she says, you gonna run, you little dance machine? And I don't know why that was so funny, but it just was. Naomi got tapped out by Sasha though, so I'm like, okay, that's disappointing. And then Bayley and Sasha double team Lacey. And then Bayley does not stop Lacey from hitting the woman's right on Sasha. So once again, the South keeping the black woman down. And 1, 2, 3. So now it's down to Bayley and Lacey. And Bayley, oh boy, there was this really, really bad spot where she threw Lacey into the post. And that looked really, really bad. I mean, Lacey sold it good. I hope she wasn't hurt. That looked pretty bad. But then she said, I am WrestleMania. No, Bayley, that is not how that works. You cannot be a show. You're a person. You're not a show where people are actually at. That's not how that works, Bayley. You got to learn how things work. But then it looks like Lacey's going to get the win. Nope, Sasha attacks because there's no DQs in a Fatal 5-Way elimination match, even though they were down to the final 2. Thank God they didn't do a DQ finish, stupidly. And Bayley hits her finisher, I don't know what it's called, and gets the win. So, okay. Bayley says, nobody can touch me. Okay, cool. I mean, I guess her fiance is going to wonder about that. Or boyfriend. I don't know what's going on. So, Firefly Funhouse match. I don't know what to think of this. I still don't know what to think of this, so I need to get myself in proper things. So I'm going to take this notepad. Okay, wait. That should do it. Wait, one more. Okay. How was this match? It wasn't a match. It was basically retconning what happened, or rectifying what happened with Bray and Cena at WrestleMania 30. Cena's in the Performance Center and then suddenly gets teleported to the spoopy Firefly Funhouse. And then he goes, it's like, he talks to Rambling Rabbit. Rambling Rabbit says, yeah, go through the door. Yeah, abandon all hope, ye who enter here. Shout out to the TNA Creative. Look, I get what they did. They had Cena go through every single phase of his career. They had the Vince puppet doing, do you have enough ruthless aggression? And Cena, his first main roster run. Well, whoever thought this was a good idea, Bray says, was an idiot or something like that. There was a lot to keep track of here, so really I encourage you guys to check this out, and I want to know what your opinions are on there. But commentary is done by Mr. McBossman and Macho Mercy. And then they go to Saturday night's main event where Cena is basically like Hogan. And, well, I mean, then he's like Johnny Large Meat, which I think is almost like going back to like his bigger days, like, in OVW. But yeah, Saturday night's main event, this was kind of funny. Johnny Large Meat, of course, think back to Space Mutiny, MST3K, and then we get Thugonomics and Slut and Blowing, a lot of weird shit. Cena kind of being in his element, but trying to attack Bray, but no, Bray gets the chain and hits Cena, much like Cena did to people, including the Big Show, to win the U.S. Championship at WrestleMania 20. There's a lot to dive into on this. Old Bray, it's old Cult Master Bray. This was supposed to be my grand moment, but it ended up being, something else. It ended up being his worst moment at WrestleMania 30 when he should have won, but no, he didn't. And then Bray shows up as Eazy-E, and then it's NWO Cena. And then this is such good shit, said the Vince puppet. Vince had to have been loving this. And yeah, Bray is Eazy-E, Eric Bischoff in the NWO. And then suddenly, oh no, Fiend here. He chokes out, he violently fingers Cena, and then Cena disappears. So I guess Cena retired? I guess he now can no longer be seen? I don't know what the fuck happened. Titus didn't even know what happened. You could tell they were having fun and that they had a goddamn blast, and good. Good that they had a... I didn't enjoy this as much as the Boneyard match, but I also recognize that if people did not enjoy the Boneyard match, that I can understand why you didn't, and I can understand why more people enjoyed this. Like, I get both were cinematic wrestling, and I'm going to do a rant about cinematic wrestling at some point, but this was not even a match. It was just rectifying what they did, what they stupidly did at WrestleMania 30, and it took them 6 fucking years to do it. I also want to say that I'm over the Fiend character, even though I recognize what Bray is doing with it. He has creative freedom, and he's doing his best with it. I'm sorry, but I'm over the Fiend. He's fine in stuff like this. When the bell rings, he's still Bray Wyatt. And Bray Wyatt is a decent worker, but he is not a main event worker. He's a great character worker, and that's it. And there's my controversial opinion, my unpopular opinion. It's going to get me a lot of hate, I'm sure. Did you guys like Firefly Funhouse? Let me know. So we then get Drew versus Lesnar. Drew's crowning moment for the championship. Cool. He wins the WWE Championship. Because we had a quick Claymore for 2. Bunch of German suplexes. 3 F5s. First was a kick out of 1. Next 2 were kick outs of 2. Brock's playing along with Drew. Then gets 3 Claymores, including one where Brock was on his knees. 1, 2, 3. And Drew wins. The exact same format they used for Braun and Goldberg. Now, this is better for Drew. Drew is an asshole. Drew actually earned his stripes, unlike Braun, who says, get a damn job, get another job, get a real job. Braun, you damn, meathead, stupid son of a bitch. Drew winning was great. I would have liked to, yes, I think in a perfect world, we all would have liked to have had 80,000 some people there in Tampa and enjoying this and everything. We all would have been exhausted because Mania wouldn't have ended by the time I was cutting this review. And it would have been a great moment to see Drew win in front of a bunch of people. Hopefully we can get back to having crowds, decent sized crowds, maybe smaller crowds at first, run them in rec centers and just have some fun and get to where you can get some fans back in once this whole thing gets lifted and we get back to, having a bit of normalcy. But I'm sorry, this wasn't that good of a Mania. It just wasn't. So yeah, that's why this review is a little bit longer. So yeah, there was some shit on here. There was some good stuff. And I like this, the little nuances and stuff they put in the Firefly Funhouse match, but it wasn't even a match. It wasn't. It wasn't even a match. It was just segment. It was cinematic wrestling. So I look forward to seeing what you guys have to say in the comments below. Let me know. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritland. I'll see you soon.